we need to talk about Jared Goff a little bit because it's a huge conversation going on right now, and it wouldn't be right if I just blew it off entirely, okay? And I'm a Jared Goff supporter, okay? I will always be a Jared Goff supporter as he is the Rams quarterback. While he is here as the Rams quarterback, he's got all of my support, just like Todd Gurley did. He doesn't anymore because, A, he left and started bashing us. But, that's really the only reason. There's not a B. There's a B is he left and started bashing us, okay? And I'm not about that life. So Jared Goff, obviously he's out this week. I will always support him as he's here. I will defend Jared Goff. And that is literally the reason I defend Jared Goff all the time is because he is the Rams quarterback, okay? I realize some people didn't want him. That's your issue, I guess, whatever you need to do with that. But I'll defend Jared Goff, and you know what? When the next quarterback comes in, maybe it's John Wolford, maybe it's somebody else, I'll support them and defend them exactly the same because it's not about whether or not I wanted somebody. If maybe there's a quarterback that I want a lot and the Rams go with somebody else, I'm not going to just sit here and point at the other guy that we do have and be like, I didn't even want him. Man, this guy sucks. I don't understand that mindset at all, actually. It does not make any sense to me. So even if I did want somebody else, there's no way I would bash the person that the Rams did get. I did want Jared Goff, but if it would have been Wentz, I would be sitting here saying Wentz is the man. That's just the way it is, all right? So and winning is a lot more fun. It's so much more fun as a fan when your team is winning games. But losing isn't going to make me not a Rams fan. So I hate to say it ultimately doesn't necessarily matter to me, but at the same time, because I get this all the time, I've gotten the response of, well, I guess you're okay with mediocrity. What do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do about the Rams losing to Seattle on Sunday? Me, myself. What would you like me to do? I'm okay with mediocrity. I don't play the game. I sit here and talk about you. I live in Colorado, guys. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe not. I have no idea. I don't think I am. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't believe I am at all. I think people are a little bit too crazy, and I don't understand why we can't just support our guys. But either way, all of that being said, we really need to discuss the real possibility that we might be witnessing the roughly final 20 starts of Jared Goff as the LA Rams quarterback. We have to have that conversation because it is a real possibility. It's something that might happen. So this really only works out in a trade. Otherwise, the Rams really we don't save any money to cut him until about 2023. So he's here for a while, in my opinion. On the same token, though, the Rams have shown that they are not scared to move on from somebody and eat that cap if they feel like that keeping them on the roster just does them no good on the football field itself. It's not about the pocketbook at that point. It's about what can you do on the field. If you can't really help there, they'll eat that money. And I'm talking about Todd Gurley and Brandon Cooks there. Jared Goff, however, he's the Rams quarterback, all right? There's a very little signs that point to the Rams being able to draft a quarterback who could basically be a plug and play, a day one starter, and just come in and replace Jared Goff. So that makes it difficult. So could that mean a possible trade? Les Snead is the guy who traded a starting quarterback, Sam Bradford, for starting quarterback Nick Foles. Les Snead is the one that was participating in that trade. So is that possible? I mean, maybe. Could it be Darnold? Could it be Mayfield? Could it be Minshew? Could it be Winston? Could it be Mariota? There are options out there of guys who have talent that might be able to fit in the Sean McVay system. That's up for him to decide, not us. We can break down if a Minshew, a Winston, a Mariota, a Mayfield, a Darnold will fit into this offense, but ultimately that's going to be a Sean McVay decision, and I think that he would make the right decision. He's a smart football guy, and he sees things differently than we do, and I think that he would get the right guy for his system. And we do have to remember that Jared Goff is not Sean McVay's pick. That was a Jeff Fisher pick that Sean McVay inherited. Part of why he wanted to come to the Rams is because Jared Goff was here. That's at least what I've heard. So I mean, I didn't have that conversation with Sean McVay. But either way, all of that being said, again, Jared Goff is still one of the best quarterbacks that the Rams have ever had. Statistics and his record defends that. Okay, and you guys can sit here and say that, like, no, he's not. We've had Bolger was better. Bolger was probably better, but Bolger was also one of the better Rams quarterbacks that we've ever had. This is a very long history. And we've had some pretty good quarterbacks. Jared Goff is up there. I mean, he's fourth all time in passing yards, fifth all time in touchdown passes. He's up there, and he hasn't played very long. He was a first round 2016 pick. That was not that long ago. All right. He is on his second contract, but he hasn't been here long. All right. Is this a rough patch? Maybe. Maybe this is just who he is. Maybe there's an argument to be made that Jared Goff just isn't very good at football. Maybe there's an argument to be made that maybe we've seen him play really, really well, and this is just a little bit of a rough patch. Maybe he's just lacking some confidence, and that's becoming a problem. But we've seen him play really well. So is this him now? I can't say. This might be Jared Goff today. The Jared Goff that we've seen the last couple weeks might just be Jared Goff. But we've also seen this guy take this team to a Super Bowl. Whether or not that was in an offense that was very explosive with a very talented running back at the time and a new offense that I guess the league maybe didn't fully grasp yet, but he still took this team to a Super Bowl and was clutch AF in that NFC Championship game. There's an argument to be made on both sides, though, that this is just who he is now and that he may not be very good. But there's also the argument to be made that this is just a rough patch and he's going to be fine. Absolutely, there's an argument for that. Either way, though, I don't see any other fan base in the NFL that is this divided on their starting quarterback. And I just think that sucks.